A ground-based radar can see about 5 kilometers before the curvature of the Earth blocks its view. Beyond that line, a low-flying jet, drone or cruise missile is effectively invisible. That gap is called the radar shadow, and it defines how much warning time a country actually has. India has to manage this problem across a 15,000-kilometer land border, an 11,000-kilometer coastline, and the possibility of a two-front conflict with Pakistan and China. Ground radars alone cannot cover that. The solution is to put the radar in the air. This is India's Airborne Early Warning and Control Fleet. What it does, why it's too small right now, and the plan to nearly triple it by the next decade. Radar works exactly like your eyes. In straight lines, no line of sight, no detection. That's why an aircraft flying high can be spotted from hundreds of kilometers away, while the same aircraft hugging the ground can slip in almost unseen. For decades, attack pilots have exploited exactly this blind spot, flying low specifically to shrink a defender's reaction time to almost nothing. There's one elegant fix. Lift the radar off the ground, put it on an aircraft, and the horizon stretches dramatically. India's Phalcon system, flying near 50,000 feet, pushes its radar horizon out to roughly 500 kilometers, turning a 5-kilometer blind spot into a nation-spanning early warning net. That's the whole premise of Airborne Early Warning and a Control, or AWACS, not just a radar, but a flying command center watching, tracking, and directing the battle in real time. India doesn't get to plan for one front, it has to plan for two, Pakistan and China, simultaneously. Add a coastline longer than the distance from Delhi to Moscow, and continuous ground radar coverage becomes close to impossible. That's exactly where AWACS aircraft earn the title Force Multiplier. A single platform can track hundreds of targets at once, cover an entire theatre, and coordinate the response. All while the Indian Air Force operates with only 29 fighter squadrons against the sanctioned strength of 42. In other words, India can't outnumber its rivals right now, so it has to outsee them. Today, India's entire airborne surveillance fleet numbers just 6 aircrafts. 3 are the indigenous Netra Mk-1 compact systems built for border watch and fighter control, which only achieved full operational clearance in June 2026. The other 3 are the heavier Israeli Phalcon systems mounted on Russian Tu-76 airframes, offering complete 360-degree radar coverage as strategic level assets. 6 aircraft sounds respectable until you look across the border. China operates more than 30 AWACS. Pakistan fields around 10. India, facing both, has the smallest fleet of the 3. 6 platforms simply cannot sustain continuous round-the-clock coverage across multiple theatres. That's the gap India is now racing to close. The fix has 2 stages. First, 6 Netra Mk-1A aircraft arriving between 2027 and 2028 with triple the indigenous fleet. They'll carry gallium nitride AESA radars pushing detection out to 450 kilometers, alongside sharper electronic warfare, stealth detection and jamming resistant systems. Second and bigger, the Netra Mk-2 program. 6 Airbus A321 jets are being converted into full 360-degree AWACS platforms. A joint effort between AI Engineering Services and Adani Defense Systems handling the mission systems. Flight trials are expected around 2029-2030, with induction from 2032. Add it up and India's airborne fleet grows from 6 aircraft to 18, 3 Netra Mk-1, 6 Mk-1A, 6 Mk-2 and 3 Phalcon, layered with ground radars, coastal chains and satellites into one networked picture. The old adage in air warfare is simple: you cannot shoot what you can't see. By the early 2030s, India is betting that it will finally be able to see first and far enough to matter.